pretty much done with our Hall of Fame introductions, but we have one more story that we wanted to share with everyone that just kind of blew us away when we stumbled across it just in the news. We recently learned of a student in Florida who's done some pretty incredible things. In the past year, she won the Florida State Engineering and Science Fair. I've got a long list, so some people probably think I'm holding like scripts and stuff. I'm actually holding all of the things that she's won and accomplished in the last year or two, which is pretty amazing. We're going to show a news story about her. I just wanted everyone to see this because I found this very inspiring when I saw it. It pretty much blew me away. And you might recognize the platform of choice that she has, but I'd like to show everybody a story about a student who you'll see the attention that she has to this, the dedication, the drive, her passion to learn, her obvious desire to make a difference is something that really stands out. And it just really, it's to me, it was an example of why we all do this as the adults in the room, because I think that students don't realize sometimes that you actually inspire us. So I'd like to share a news story about a special student in Florida.
Meet Steve.
Isabel. It captures the brainwaves, the electrochemical activity, basically the nerve impulses produced by the brain, and it sends it over to the robot.
For those of us who aren't scientists, simply put, Steve is an award-winning robot controlled by your brainwaves, and he was invented by 13-year-old Daniela Rodriguez. She loves math and science.
I've always been interested in robotics. It's my passion.
This year, she won first place in the annual State Science and Engineering Fair against 900 other finalists. But more than just winning awards, her goal is to help people.
If the person is disabled, they can sit in their wheelchair and they can use their thoughts or brainwaves to control its movement so they don't have to move.
Her science project comes from the heart. Her mother was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1996, and Daniela is trying to find a way to keep her mom independent.
I work really hard to try to stay mobile. But the fact that she wants to help patients with dealing with this illness is just a godsend.
Daniela would one day like to use her technology to help paralyzed people, so in something like a wheelchair or prosthetics, they could send brain waves to make those things work. So it would be as easy as just raising your eyebrows to make something go, and then just smiling to make it stop. Steve's technology could even give wounded veterans the ability to use their brains to move the robot, kind of like magic.
To help them move around in their wheelchairs or move their prosthetics, because usually prosthetics now is just the muscle movement, but now it could be more natural because it's moving by your brain.
Not only is she winning awards, prosthetic companies that are interested in her program are already approaching Daniela, so her dreams of helping the disabled and her mom may come true sooner than she thinks. Reporting from Miami Springs, Alexa Helms, 7 News.
I'll rattle off just a few of the other accomplishments. Honestly, there's a few pages. I'm just going to go off of one, but these are some of the awards that Daniela's got. Not just for that, she's done other exhibits and other projects. First place Engineering Florida State Science Fair, Best in Florida Science Fair, Ying Scholar Inductee, National Society of Professional Engineers, Florida Foundation for Future Scientists Award, first place in the U.S. Naval Academy Alumni Association Award, 2013 Broadcom Masters nominee, and the list goes on and on. When you leave the Dome today, you're going to see Steve the robot, and we've got her science fair exhibit in the Vex Dome lobby, in the arena lobby, and it'll be on display today for students to see. But we were so inspired, we wanted to really show the students here that we are here to celebrate you. We are here to celebrate what students do. To be totally transparent, when I first read the story, I hadn't seen the news clip. I thought it was a typo. I honestly thought it was a college student that they were talking about, probably from MIT or Stanford. And then to find out that that's a middle school student is pretty phenomenal. So I actually felt a little guilty. I thought back to when I was in middle school and my parents would kind of be urging me that I could be doing a little more with my time. Turns out they were obviously right, because I didn't do what she did at 13 years old. So we flew Daniela and her family out here. They're here from Florida. Daniela clearly loves robotics. Our sponsors have provided a grant that we are going to be having Daniela's school start a VEX Robotics team next year. I think a lot of students in this room just went, what? So she may be here next year, but she's here now because we are inducting Daniela into the STEM Heroes Hall of Fame. So I would like to welcome Daniela Rodriguez up to the stage. I've had the pleasure to speak with her family a few times and to meet Daniela and her mother and her father and her little sister. Just literally the definition of the phrase "good people." I mean, it's phenomenal, and she is an incredibly grounded, well-spoken young lady that I'm pretty sure Dave and Steve right now are arguing about who's going to hire her in a few years. But I think her parents are pretty adamant about finishing high school, just so you know. It's an inspiration. There's so many students out there doing great things, and you know, Professor Osheroff, when he called me last week, and he did have a couple messages, and I think it's appropriate with what Danielle is doing. And he basically said, you know, the world has a lot of issues out there, and we've got a lot of things that need to be addressed and need to be taken care of. And it's the students here this week who are actually going to be the ones solving a lot of those problems. We're counting on the students to do that. And he said it's not about getting a Nobel medal. It's about doing important things and finding that passion to make a difference. And you know, I said, yep. I was just talking with a family with a student who feels the same way you do. So. It was great. We put together a short video to celebrate our Hall of Fame inductees, all the past ones and the new ones, and I wanted to share this video with you before we move on with the day. Karthik's got one more announcement, but